Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'm bringing you today's episode. So for today we're going to start our trilogy, I suppose, of videos on some of the common regression strategies. Now we had filmed these relatively recently. I mean we try and go back through the older strategies every so often, and this is relatively recent, but we want to go ahead and add it to our little trilogy where we shoot the 3 videos, post those, then we stitch them all into one longer video, post that one, and then do the live roll for our patrons. Which, by the way, for the patrons, I'm also doing some real player, real strategies, a couple strategies that I saw the other day. We're going to film those out for you guys and put those up as exclusive videos also, so I hope you guys enjoy them. All right, so we're going to be looking at these regression strategies. Now, the thing about regression strategies is what they are really looking for, they're not looking for the super long rolls. Regression strategies are not bad strategies. As much as we kind of disparage them a little bit, they're really not terrible strategies. They are somewhat based on a false premise, but they're not bad strategies at all. I mean, every strategy is a loser when it comes to the long term. Every strategy is just hoping for that hot roll, that unicorn roll as some people call them. Now there's multiple ways to do the regression strategies. So like I said, we're going to look at 3 of them. We're going to look at just one of them per video. So for this video, we're looking at in a way, almost the standard regression strategy where you are regressing down after 2 hits. Regress all of your bets down after 2 hits. So we're going to say we're on a $10 minimum bet table. You could also be on a $15 minimum bet table. It's still going to work just fine. Okay. You may want to up your initial bet slightly, or you may not. It depends. Now, the idea behind the regression strategy is that once there's a point marked, and the point does not matter, they're probably going to bet all of them 160 across, including the point. Maybe they have a pass line bet instead and just do 135. But the idea here is that after 2 hits, you are no longer invested into the shooter. You still have bets, but your bankroll is no longer impacted by the shooter. The problem here, the primary problem, is that if that 7 out occurs on the first or second roll, you're losing $160. Now, since you regress down after your second hit, at that point you are in the good by about $6, depending on what hits. But most likely you're in the good by about $6. So then after that, most regression strategists go to a mid-press type of strategy or power press strategy, because in their minds they're working off a free bet. It's not a free bet. It's not house money. It's your money. You can take it and go to the cashier, cash it out if you'd like. And at that point, so you've regressed down, so you have a free bet. And now you're going to mid-press or power press. Now, if you mid-press, you're collecting a little bit. But as we've shown in the previous mid-press videos, you have to catch a decent roll to start collecting good. Otherwise, initially, I mean, if you regress all the way down to 64 cross including, and you start taking some, you start getting some hits, you're only really collecting about $8. $8 $8 to $9 a hit. So if you catch that 7 out in the first or second roll, you're 160 to the negative. How many rolls does it take to catch back up, to get even again? And that's where the false premise is. People that do regression strategies seem to think that it's some amazing strategy to not lose, and unfortunately it's not. Just like any other strategy, they're going to lose. But again, just like any other strategy, it's no weaker than any other strategy either. So it's not a bad way of playing. It really isn't. It kind of protects you from the 7 out on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th rolls, because the 7 comes 1 in 6 times statistically. So again, not a terrible strategy. So this particular one, you take any 2 hits, does not matter what hits. We'll go with the inside. We'll go with worst case scenarios, okay, the ones that pay the least. So inside numbers. So any of these inside numbers hit, you get paid $35. You collect that up. I'm going to leave it right there instead of putting it further out. So now another number hits, maybe the same number, maybe a different inside number. You collect $35. Now at this point, you say, okay, take me down to 64 across including. You're going to get 11 change out of that. And Boom. You're down to 64 across including. Now let's take a look at what you've got in front of you, okay? Real fast. You've got $166 sitting up in your bankroll. Now remember, you started with 160 across, so theoretically, your bankroll has now taken 0 hit on this player. Now you can play with full confidence knowing that your bankroll has not taken any impact whatsoever. Now at this point, again, like we said, you would start looking at some kind of mid-press strategy or something along those lines. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this strategy and we're going to do a statistical likelihood rolls. Now I'm going to remove the puck. Yes, it's going to make a small bit of difference when you get, winners and then it's turned off for the next roll of the dice. It does make a small bit of difference, but just to speed up and make it easier here, because again, that's a very minor thing, we're just going to remove the puck. We're going to go again with statistical likelihood. So we're going to start with 15 rolls without a 7. Okay, that's a pretty darn good roll. That's going to be anywhere between a 10 to 17, 18 minute roll. Pretty good roll. Now we can eliminate the 2s, the 3s, the 11s and the 12s because they're not being bet here whatsoever. Now, this time around, we're going to look at best case scenarios. We're going to look at best case scenarios for these numbers rolling, okay? So best case scenario, what's going to pay you the absolute best is going to be on the 4 or 10. So statistically, they're just going to roll 1.5 times. So we're going to do 2 times on the 4, 1 time on the 10. So the first time the 4 rolls, you're going to get paid $49. Second time it rolls, you're also going to get paid $49. We'll pay $50 for 1. Now at this point, you've hit your 2-roll regression. So you're ready to regress down. So you say, you know what, take me to 64 across including. Maybe you throw them in a red so they can make it easier. And they can give you the rest back. So now we go into a mid-press type scenario. And the 4 has already done its rolls. So now the 5, and the 5 will roll twice. So the first time it's going to pay $14. You can throw in $1 for 15. Press it up 1 unit. There we go. Second time around, you're in a mid-press situation. You're going to collect $11. You're going to go to a green. So now the 5 has rolled twice. So now the 6. Now the 6 and 8 are going to roll 2.5 times each statistically. So we'll do 3 and then 2. We'll catch it up when we get to the 30 roll. Okay. Thank you everybody for the coffees, by the way. Really, really appreciate it. Anybody that's interested in the patron exclusive videos or maybe tipping us to support us, just check the description of the video down below. We really appreciate all of that. And don't forget to email us, cincnnatielivingov@gmail.com. Send us some strategies, some questions, anything that we can shoot for you guys. So the 6. This scenario is going to roll 3 times. So the first time around, it's going to pay $14. And again, just press it 1 unit for a mid-press. You go up to $18. The second time around, you go up to $30. And then the third time around, you throw in your $2, collect your green, press up to $42. There you go. Now for the 8. This time it's going to roll twice, so we're going to do something very, very similar. We're going to press it up 1 unit. And then we're going to go the second time around up to 30. Now the 9 is going to roll twice. You're going to throw in $1, press it up 1. Next time around, you're going to collect 11, go to a green. And then the 10 in this scenario, like we said, is going to roll once, so we'll say it's not a buy yet. So you throw in your $2 so you can receive 20 for this. Press it up 1, collect the rest. So now after 15 rolls of the dice, without a 7, statistically, you have in your rail $304. $304 in the rail. It's not too shabby. Definitely seen worse. So you catch a 10 to 17, 18 minute roll, and you've got $304 in your rail. You started with $160 across, and there you go. Not too bad. So now let's look at the next 15 rolls, going up to 30 rolls without a 7. That's really good. So now you are looking at anywhere between a 25 to 40 minute roll, somewhere right in that range. Okay, because remember, the world record roll was only 150 something rolls and it was 4.5 hours, so roughly an hour and a half per 50 rolls of the dice. The longer it goes, the slower it's going to get. So initially it may move a little bit faster. So this time around, the 4 is only going to roll once, whereas the 10 is going to roll twice. Now, you notice the 4 is lower than the 10. That's because we went best case scenario, took the biggest payouts, and then regressed down. So the 4 started out at a higher level. So it's only going to roll once, so they'll throw in the dollar, press it up 1 unit, there we go. The 5 and 9 each are going to roll 2 more times. So the first time it pays 35, they're going to collect a green. Now the next time around, they can throw in the dollar, go to 50, and they are done. So the 6 and 8. Just to catch things up now, after that 2.5 times each, this time the 6 will only roll twice, while the 8 is going to roll 3 times. So we're already at 42, so we'll pay 50 for 1 because they're probably going to go to 60. Again, we're in a mid-press situation. Now, for the next mid-press, couple different ways to go. Some players will go up to $72. That is the least common. It does, I'm not saying it's rare, because it does happen. But the most common mid-press from here is, once again, pressing at 1 unit, but now they're looking at the green as 1 unit. So it pays 70 and they go to 90. That's the most common mid-press there. So now let's look at the 8. 8's going to roll twice. So they're going to throw in their $2. They're going to get paid 35, collect the green, press up to 42, second time around, go up to 60, and then the third time around, once again, go up to 90. The 9 will roll twice, as we've already covered, so they're going to collect the green, go up to 35, then they're going to throw in a buck, go up to 50, and collect their original bet. So now we go to the 10, and the 10 is going to roll 2 times. 2 times at this point. So we'll say it's not a buy yet, so they'll get paid 27. So they're going to collect 17, they're going to go to a green the first time. Now the second time they're going to throw in their $1, now it's a buy, go up to 50, and collect that green. So there we go, we're at 30 rolls of the dice without a 7. And let's see where we're at on this regression strategy with a mid-press. All right, so this player has $642 sitting in front of him. Not bad at all. 642 bucks. Pretty good. And now this is a fantastic roll. I mean, again, we're talking 25 to 40, 45 minutes long. That's pretty darn good. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. So now we're looking at 45 rolls of the dice without a 7. So now we're looking at anywhere between a 45 minute to an hour and hour and 10 minute hand. This is an absolutely incredible roll going on here. So with the 4 and the 10, this time around, once again, we're looking at 1.5 more times each. So we'll do 2 on the 4 and 1 on the 10. Okay, so the first time, they'll collect the 17, go to a green. And then the second time, throw in $1, collect a green, press it up to 50. The 4 is done. Now the 5 and 9, they're going to roll 2 times each. So the first time around, it's going to pay 70. They can even throw in a green for 75, go up to 75, collect the other 50. Now the second time around, a couple different ways to go. And this is almost a 50-50 split on how people go. Some players are going to go, it's going to pay 105. Some players are going to go to 100 and collect the 80. Other players are going to go to 125 and collect the 55. I personally prefer the 125. So that's what we're going to do. So now let's look at the 6 and 8. 6 and 8 are going to roll, let's see, 2.5 times each statistically. So we'll do 3 times and 2 times. And again, we catch it up on the next set. So this one pays 105. Now again, 2 different ways to go. You can go up to 120 or, my preferred, go up to 150. Now you're not collecting as much now, but see, the thing with the mid-press is once you hit a certain point, you have made well way more than your initial investment, and possibly you have even profited more than your initial buy-in. It's certainly possible. So they tend to get a little bit more aggressive. They're still collecting, but they tend to get a little bit more aggressive with their bets. So go to 150. Right? Now, the second time it rolls, now 150 is going to pay 175. There's a few different ways to go. At this point, I personally start going to a full press, 300, 600, and then 1200. Some people might go to 900. But other players might throw in the $10 and just take it to 210. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now, the third time around, pays 245. They can pay 350 for 5, go to 300, collect the rest, and still in a pretty decent mid-press scenario. So now with the 8. The 8 pays 105. The 8's only going to roll 2 times in this scenario. Go to 150. Then pays 175. They throw in their $10. Go to 210. Let's swap some of this out. So, first time it rolls, throw in 5, go to 75, collect the other 50. Next time it rolls, go to 1 1/4, collect the 55. All finished. Now the 10, this scenario is only going to roll once. So they'll throw in their $2, they get paid 100, they'll press it to 100 and collect the $50. Now we've completed 45 rolls without a 7. Let's take a look. So now this player has $1,406 in front of him. $1,406. That's pretty good. So 1406. So now let's look at the final bit. The final 15 to take it to 60 rolls without a 7, which would be somewhere around an hour 10 to an hour and 40, 45 minute hand. That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I've probably seen one of these in the last 3 or 4 months. It's absolutely phenomenal. Doesn't mean they haven't happened around me, just I've only seen one on tables that I have been at. So the 4 this time around is only going to roll once. So they'll throw in their $2. Oh, they don't have $2. No problem. Let's do it this way then. They can throw in their $5. Throw in their $5. Go to 100. Collect the rest. Now the 5 and 9 are going to roll 2 times apiece. This is another one. Whoa! This is another one where there's a couple different ways they could do it. My preferred is to go to 200. Collect a black. There's a few different ways they can do it. They can go up to 150. They can go to 175. But 200 is my preferred. Now at 200, it's going to pay 280. This one, go to 350, collect your 130. So then your next hit is going to pay 490 if this continues on. And again, these are statistical likelihoods. People really play in the hopes that one number rolls way more times than normal. I've seen a 6 roll 14 times in 20 minutes. So there we go. So the 5 is done. So now we look at the 6 and the 8. So the 6 and the 8. The 6 will roll 2 more times. The 8 will roll 3 more times. That should bring everything back up to where it should be. So this is going to pay 350. There are multiple ways of doing this. Some players are going to go all the way up to 600. Other players are going to go to 450. We'll do the 450. A lot of players, honestly, would go to 600, though. 450 is going to pay 5 1/4. Pays 525, and now you would go to 600 and collect the rest. So now, the 8. First time around, go to 300. Next time around, it pays 350. Maybe go to 450. And then the next time around, you go to 600 and collect. 5 and 9. Once again, take the black, go to 200, and pays 280. Go to 350. And now the 10. And in this scenario, the 10 is going to roll 2 more times. So throw in your $5. Press it up. Now, the next time around, this is where it gets kind of interesting. How I would play it, I would throw in the $10. I would collect 1 black. I would collect $100. And I would go all the way up to 500. Now, this is just me. You could just go up to 400 and collect 2 blacks. Entirely up to you. Okay, so there we go. Now we have completed 60 rolls without a 7. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And let's see where we are at. So now this player now has $3,404. $3,404. After starting with 160 across, including the point. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain fun. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. And as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that, but the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least 1 live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on T-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that. And of course, we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron. So also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love the help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.